Alrighty, guys, we are back with Night Prince, Chapter 9 of 19. Let's get right to it. Here we go. You stand in Vlad's lounge for the first time since your breakup, a place where you've shared countless tender moments with him. However, the conversation you have ahead of you is anything but tender. Vlad agreed not to torture or kill Maximus, but he's gone ahead and imprisoned him for eternity. And now that we're finally ready to talk about it, he's dressed up and pouring wine. What is this all about? Vlad looks up at you, merely smiling. Hello. You didn't misunderstand why I'm here, did you? Are you finally ready to talk? Let's do that. I suppose, though, I don't much see the point in it. That's the problem with you. You always see things from your perspective. That's because I have a depth of vision that you lack. You need to let Maximus go. No wine? You're splitting hairs on your promise not to torture him, and you know it. I've honored my words as it was given. If you wanted more, you should have specified. I was drugged. And I was corsared. Many would consider that reason enough to invalidate a promise. Fortunately for you, I don't. Maximus knew that betraying me would cost him. His eyes narrow. Because of you, it hasn't cost him nearly as much as it should have. This is just what you did when you tortured Marty. Give me a promise that unless after you're done playing word games with me, then you get all offended when I call you a liar. Vlad sets his glass down and makes his way to the door. Where are you going? To kill Maximus. If I'm a liar, I may as well get full value out of it. Wait. You can't have it both ways, Amber. Either I'm a liar or I'm not. And if I'm not, then you have no cause to cry foul over what I've done to Maximus. He's the only reason I survived after the bomb. After all the time he was loyal to you, I've lost enough people. Let's do that. He's the only one who survived me. Okay. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Yes, it does, which is why I forgave him for telling me he was checking on his people when he was stalking you. But what I won't forgive is his repeated lies after the explosion. Those weren't to save you. Those were to keep you to himself. He really thought you might have been behind this. Maximus knew I wouldn't murder an injured woman out of spite. He thought your injured pride might have made you more homicidal than usual. No, he wanted to do you. If he believed, what he was saying, it was only to assuage his own guilt for betraying you. Assuage his own guilt, whatever that means. He wanted you since the first time he saw you. When I discovered you were alive, I wondered if the two of you rigged the explosion to disappear together. You thought I'd kill a bunch of people to fake my own death so I could run off with Maximus. And you believed I ordered your death. Don't deny it. Maximus told me you believed I was behind it. I can tell you in your thoughts that it's true. You don't get to pretend you're the injured party here. Martin's, a man who I tortured the day we met, contacted me after the explosion before he knew it wasn't me. Yet you, my once treasured love, didn't. And I know Maximus is to blame. Wait, Marty's contacted you after the bombing, but that wouldn't mean he wasn't killed in the blast? Terribly cruel of me to let you believe that someone you cared about was dead, wasn't it? Let me talk to him now. That's going way too far. Let's do that. I agree, and now you've seen both sides of it. I tore in half when I believed you dead. Rage collides with tidal wave of joy. Those wild contrasting emotions prove too much, and before you realize it, what's happening, you're lunging at Vlad. No, we're not. He catches you, lifting you several inches off the ground. Don't. The words fall like a hammer. You're not my lover, so I won't be as lenient towards you a strike as I may have been before. You stare deep into his eyes, his expressions so thunderous you should be afraid. And yet something other than fear begins to fill you. Unable to help yourself, you glance at his mouth. It looks hard, but if I lean forward a few inches, I know it won't feel that way. Suddenly, his mouth is on yours, proving you wrong. It does feel hard. The stubble on his face is rough too, and nothing has ever felt better. I'm going to push back because I shouldn't be doing that. You push down on his shoulders, accidentally moving his face from your lips down the space between your thighs. However, judging by the growing heat, he doesn't seem to mind. Shall I? No, we're not doing it. Don't even think about it. You pull him up before pushing him backwards. You've got to earn that right. Oh my God. Oh, and how do I earn it? Your only response is a coy smile. I suppose I can think of a few ideas. It's so stupid. Why would you even be interested in doing that after everything you've been through? It's just weird. All at once, he whisks you with supernatural speed to the couch, his muscles hot and gleaming above you. Should I end things here? I don't think so. Not while Maximus is still in your prison. He steps back, running his fingers through his hair in thought. What? I've told you before that you can't have it both ways, and that's true for us as well. What are you talking about? I'm Vlad the Impaler. He bites off each word as he says it. I've survived over 500 years because if someone betrays me, I exact my revenge. I told you this when we met. You're still upset when I act on it. You don't have to remind me how merciless you are. Obviously I do. You claim to love me, but the man you love doesn't exist. The man you wouldn't have survived, that man wouldn't have survived years of beatings and rape as a boy because sheer hatred kept him from breaking. That man wouldn't have impelled 20,000 prisoners to terrorize a larger army because fear was all he had. He pauses to communicate his last point. And that man wouldn't have imprisoned one of his closest friends for lying to him over a woman he was enamored with. I am that man. He takes a step back, his expression frighteningly intense. You see, you don't want me to love you. You want the version you made up. You want a knight, but I'm a dragon, and I always will be. He steps out, walking at a brisk pace. You follow him, nearly colliding into your sister in the process. Amber, there you are. Where have you been? What have you been up to? I've been trying to find you for the last hour, but the servants all said you weren't to be disturbed. Yes, were indeed. Your father steps forward. I hope I hope you're not up to anything you might regret later. What's that supposed to mean? None of your business? I was with Vlad. Let's do that. I figured that's why I asked. I thought you two broke up. I was proud as hell of you for that. Don't tell me you're going back to him now. She is not yours to command. And she's yours. Vlad falls silent. Your father eyes you and Vlad, his eyes landing on the smeared lipstick where he kissed you. So I see this is still happening. You look to Vlad to see his response, but his own pain seems to keep him from acting how he normally would. Vlad promised to bring you back, and he did. He also promised to let us return to our lives when the danger passes, and I believe him. But he refused to promise to leave you alone, and for how you look, he made good on his intentions. Dad, I don't like the two of you together. You're from two different worlds. I care for Amber more than you know, but you may be right. Maybe she doesn't belong with me. Damn right she doesn't. I should take a stand for me and Vlad and say we belong together. I'm going to let Vlad walk away. I'm turning him down this whole episode. You search for the right words, but none come. Instead, you just stand there watching as both men look at you. Eventually, Vlad lets out a sigh. I need to do some thinking. Where? The only place my skills are any use, the dungeon. He turns and heads down the hall. No, I can't leave it like this. There must be something I can do to show Vlad I love him. Suddenly an idea springs to your mind. You turn around walking with newfound purpose. Where are you going? To make things right, there's something I need to do. And there it is, people. Boom. Another chapter done. So we avoided all the sexual attention there, and that was chapter 9, people. So, I mean, it's just, I guess it's inevitable, but right now, it's just a lover spat. So it's just a matter of time before we get it on, I guess. But anyway, that's chapter 9 of 10, 9 of 19. So tomorrow we'll be on chapter 10, hopefully. As always, thanks so much for watching, and give that video a thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.